Google officially introduced Gemini on December 6, 2023. Google also published their technical report, which provides details of the architecture and performance of Gemini. Gemini comes in three models: Ultra, Pro, and Nano. Ultra is Google's most capable and general largest artificial intelligence. In this video, I present my summary and key points of the technical report's discussion of Gemini ULTRA. Gemini ULTRA. Gemini ULTRA is Google's largest and most capable model, designed for highly complex tasks. Gemini ULTRA is Google's most capable model. ULTRA makes significant advances across the board. Gemini ULTRA achieves new state-of-the-art results in 30 of 32 benchmarks, a broad range of benchmarks. 10 of 12 popular text and reasoning benchmarks, 9 of 9 image understanding benchmarks, 6 of 6 video understanding benchmarks, and 5 of 5 speech recognition and speech translation benchmarks. Google classifies these benchmarks into two categories: text and multimodal. First, let's look at the text benchmarks. Text. Gemini ULTRA is the first model to achieve human expert performance on the exam benchmark MMLU, scoring 90%. MMLU, which stands for Massive Multitask Language Understanding, has been a de facto measure of progress for large language models, LLM, ever since it was first released in 2020. MMLU is a prominent benchmark testing of knowledge and reasoning. MMLU uses a combination of 57 subjects such as math, physics, history, law, medicine, and ethics. MMLU tests both world knowledge and problem-solving abilities. Now let's look at multimodal benchmarks. Multimodal. Gemini ULTRA makes advances on challenging multimodal reasoning tasks. In the multimodal domain, Gemini ULTRA sets a new state-of-the-art on most of the image understanding, video understanding, and audio understanding benchmarks. On the MMMU benchmark, which stands for Massive Multidiscipline Multimodal Understanding and Reasoning, Gemini ULTRA achieves a new state-of-the-art score of 62.4%. ULTRA outperforms the previous best model by more than 5 percentage points. MMMU, Massive Multidiscipline Multimodal Understanding and Reasoning benchmark, comprises questions about images on multidiscipline tasks requiring college-level subject knowledge and deliberate reasoning. Gemini ULTRA provides a performance lift for video question answering and audio understanding benchmarks. Now let's look at Google's website for a better visualization of these benchmarks. So here we see a graphical representation of the text benchmark MMLU, Massive Multitask Language Understanding. The previous state of the art is GPT-4, which scored 86.4%. The human expert scores 89.8%, and Gemini ULTRA scored 90%, greater than GPT-4 and greater than the human expert. Gemini is the first model to outperform human experts on MMLU. Massive Multitask Language Understanding, one of the most popular methods to test the knowledge and problem-solving abilities of AI models. So this is a breakdown of the text benchmarks. Remember, Google classifies the benchmarks as text benchmarks and multimodal text benchmarks. So under text, it lists capabilities in the first column, so general, reasoning, math, and code. And it shows the results of Gemini ULTRA in blue, and the next, or the other state-of-the-art technology, artificial intelligence, which is GPT-4. So under the capability of general, MMLU, which is a representation of questions in 57 subjects, including STEM, humanities, and others, Gemini Ultra scored 90%, GPT-4, 86%. Again, this is what this first row is referring to. And it's the first artificial intelligence to beat the human expert. The next category is reasoning. So we see here, diverse set of challenging tasks requiring multi-step reasoning, reading comprehension. Gemini Ultra scores better than GPT-4, but GPT-4 scores better in common sense reasoning for everyday tasks. Next, for math, basic arithmetic manipulations, including grade school math problems. Gemini Ultra scored 94.4%, GPT-4 scored 92%, and then in challenging math problems, including algebra, geometry, pre-calculus, and others, Gemini Ultra scored 53.2%, and GPT-4 scored 52.9%. And then coding, here they're talking about computer programming, and the two benchmarks that they have here look at Python code generation. So human eval, Python code generation, 74.4%. Natural to code, Python code generation, 74.9%. So overall, though, if you look at Gemini Ultra and GPT-4, they actually performed comparably. But under the text category, Gemini Ultra scored higher in 7 benchmarks, but GPT-4 scored higher on the common sense reasoning for everyday tasks. Keep in mind that Gemini Ultra is the most capable model, that there's also Pro and Nano. In the technical report, they show the Pro numbers, and the Pro numbers are actually are below Ultra and GPT-4s. So that was text. Now looking at the multimodal benchmarks here, we have capabilities, image, video, and audio. We have Gemini in blue, and then GPT-4 in white. However, GPT-4 does not have capabilities under video and audio. It only has image. So GPT-4 has image capabilities, but under video and audio, GPT-4 does not have these capabilities. In these circumstances, what Google did was used the current state-of-the-art, or for example, under video, they use DeepMind Flamingo, Whisper for audio as a comparison artificial intelligence. So looking at image, so under image, we're comparing Gemini to GPT-4. The MMMU, multidiscipline college-level reasoning problems here, Gemini scores higher. Actually, under image, image, video, and audio, under all the multimodal, Gemini scores the highest. It beats the competition in all these categories. So under image, this is where Gemini, let's go through the different benchmarks. Multidiscipline college-level reasoning problems, natural image understanding, OCR, optical character recognition on natural images, document understanding, infographic understanding, mathematical reasoning in visual context, and then in video, which GPT-4 does not offer, English video captioning, video question answering, and then under audio, GPT-4 does not have these capabilities, so here Gemini was compared against Whisper. Automatic speech translation, automatic speech recognition. Another thing that Google emphasized, that Gemini is natively multimodal. That is, from the beginning, from the very start, when they built Gemini, they built it as a multimodal artificial intelligence. And this is a visual representation of that. So it takes in inputs from different information types. So different information types, different information forms. Text, code like Python, audio, images, video. And it can interleave inputs and outputs in different modalities. So that provides additional capabilities and possibilities with Google Gemini. And again, most of the discussion in the technical report where the Gemini is outperforming the state of the art, which in most categories is GPT-4, refers to Gemini Ultra. Now, Gemini Pro, which is the middle tier, is currently available on Bard and Notebook LM. The Nano is currently available on Google Pixel.